Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, and thank you for providing this forum for a lively discussion. I'd like to identify myself with Ms. Ross-Layton's statements as well as Mr. Smith's statements. Prior to this, let me ask both of our witnesses. I take it that both of you have, could you tell me just a yes or no, you have actually read this agreement, TPP? Have you read the agreement?
Sir, my trade
Can I have a yes or no?
I'm fully briefed on the agreement, but I have not read it.
You have not read it.
But
have you read it? That's enough. Have you read it?
I've read the parts that are
No, you haven't,
relevant.
then. I'm not saying the parts. Have you read the agreement?
I have
as
not.
it stands now? Neither one of them have done that. Let's be very clear. You have been here testifying about all these magnificent things, and you haven't even read the agreement. Come off it. This is what we're getting here, ladies and gentlemen. All these wonderful, wonderful descriptions, and you haven't even read the treaty. You know what? The American people aren't permitted to read the treaty. And you are supposed to be giving us the information, and you haven't even read it. Mr. Chairman, I am dismayed by that answer. And we have every American citizen. We have heard all of these predictions on your part, and you haven't bothered to read it. Now, let me ask you this. You think that the agreements that we made with China, you know what, this is the big deal. I call it the hug-a-Nazi, make-a-liberal theory, that we were going to just open up to China, and they were going to then democratize. You think they've got, let's put it this way, do they have a rule of law now in China? No. Do they have free labor unions in China? No. Do they have opposition parties in China? No. And you think this is going to work in Vietnam, but it didn't work in China. Again, the contradiction between reality here and what we're being fed on this TPP is, okay, let me ask you, from what you have read in this TPP, how does it affect intellectual property rights? Is there a provision now in the TPP that you are advocating that tells us that we must publish our patent applications in the United States after 18 months, whether or not the patent has been granted? Is that part of the TPP?
Sir, intellectual property rights are central to any investment.
I ask you a specific question on a specific part. Is there a provision in the TPP that mandates that intellectual property, in the intellectual property rights area, that patent applications have to be published after 18 months, whether or not they have been granted, the patent has been granted?
The essence of investment has to do with transparency, predictability, and rule of law. And rule of law is clearly involved with IP protection.
Can you answer the question?
Well, sir,
I'm giving you a yes or no. You're here testifying about a treaty. I'm asking you a specific on it. You've already told us you haven't even read it yet. Come on. Is that part of the treaty?
We will get you a specific answer from USTR on your specific question.
Well, I hope so, and I hope it's soon, because I have information, people have told me, that something that we defeated here in this House 20 years ago, an attempt by huge multinational corporations to change our patent law. They're still trying to do it, but what we defeated 20 years ago, they're trying to sneak into this treaty. And what it says, my fellow colleagues, is that after 18 months, if we have an application for a patent, that patent has to be published whether or not it has been granted. I call that the Steal American Technologies Act, because it gives all of our competitors, all of these people that you have trust in with this TPP, the fact is all of them will have our utmost secrets even before the patent has been granted, and the person who has invented this has a right to defend that creation that belongs to him or her. Again, that was a very specific question that's very important. I expect to get an answer within 24 hours. It's a very easy one to confirm one way or the other. Mr. Chairman, I think we have heard a lot of platitudes. We've heard how grandiose things this is going to be from people who have not even read the treaty. and the American people are being denied the right to read the treaty. Let's not be so optimistic at a point when we know that the same approach has not worked with China and has not worked to make this a more secure world. Thank you very much.